After a month of long streams, 13 intense hardcore Nuzlocke runs through my favorite Pokemon game of all time, I sat in front of the champion, Wallace. My Elite Four run was absolutely brutal, losing 2 Pokemon against Flygon in the Drake fight and really not having a proper strategy heading into the Wallace fight. The odds were definitely stacked against me. Still, I had an amazing core 4 left over, led into battle by my Lanoon. Unfortunately, I didn't have the moves to set up his belly drum properly for a sweep and was quickly put down. We survived with 1 HP randomly and he froze. You're joking with me, right? I knew Lantern would 2-hit KO Wailord, and that's exactly what happened. Now, seeing the electric-type Pokemon in front of him, Wallace decided to switch in Gyarados that knows Earthquake. That would have been a 1-hit KO against Lantern, so I switched to Walrein, the only remaining Pokemon that could tank an Earthquake. Not only did he do that, he tanked another Earthquake and a Hyper Beam on top of that, landing on only 1 HP remaining. I couldn't believe my eyes. Every bit of luck that I needed, every roll that had to go a certain way, all went my way. This was it. This was the run. Finally, Gyarados fell and out came Ludicolo. My Tentacruel would make quick work of him, but Wallace saw the danger as Ludicolo was in and switched into Whiscash. We did get a pretty lucky Sludge Bomb poison here, and I decided to stall as much as possible. Even though Earthquake was a guaranteed 1-hit KO, he went for an Amnesia for some reason, giving me yet another turn to stall out poison. Then, I went for a Surf, got the critical hit, and Whiscash fell. With the game almost fully in my grasp, I quickly disposed of Ludicolo and was faced with the core tank of the team, Milotic. Toxic Stall seemed to be the way to go. I stalled for a little while and then figured I may be able to perfectly time a recover to heal up my Walrein. Unfortunately, that didn't work out. Milotic then went down to a Toxic hit, which I'm pretty sure was just barely enough to take it out after the Citrus Berry procced. The final Pokemon in between me and victory was a single Tentacruel, and I had a super effective Thunderbolt with its name on it.
We just had to send it. He goes for the Toxic. That's actually fantastic for us because it means that we've got an extra turn. We got a free T-Bolt here. If it paralyzes, then our chances are really good. Our chances are really good. If it doesn't, that sucks. We still can win right here. This is for all the marbles. Critical hit, and we might lose. Oh, I'm so sad, dude. We've got nothing. We've got nothing. Actually nothing.
Yeah. 15 out of 16 versions of me celebrated right then and there, winning a hard-fought Elite Four match in their first ever hardcore Nuzlocke. Coming so close to winning something and losing it in a heartbreaking way like this, I guess it just makes the comeback story that much better, doesn't it? Losing a run you put so much time into strategizing and testing, it just sucks. It would have been easy to just rage quit right then and there and end the stream starting fresh another day. But I was not clicking that end stream button without another run heading in the right direction. So I took a break for a few minutes, dusted myself off, reset the game, and started what would ultimately be the best run of them all. By the way, if you're curious about the rules in this hardcore Nuzlocke, I'll put them down in the description below. Personally, I think it made the game really fun. This is definitely the most fun I've ever had with a Nuzlocke, so I'd recommend you do try it out at some point. I went into this run with a time crunch and a goal. Get past Gym 7 before I end the stream for the night. Gym 8 required some calculations, but up until Gym 7, I can just kind of think things through and win the battles.
I can't go out taking an L in the last possible moment that I could possibly take it. I gotta beat this game. I gotta come back better than ever. I'm gonna use the TMs correctly this time. No unnecessary deaths. Let's make this happen, boys. Run 14 is the run!
To get you up to speed quickly, I caught a Mudkip, a Tailo, a Poochyena, a Lotad, a Wurmple, a Shroomish, and an Abra to round out my encounters before the first gym. Since I'd already beat her a couple dozen times, I knew that unless things go very wrong, you can kind of just spam Water Gun against Roxanne and win, which is exactly what happened, and we moved on. After catching a Whismur and helping this guy not lose his job, Dewford was just as easy. I caught a Magikarp, which is important a little bit later on, as well as a lucky Makuhita, and took down Brawly with my Dustox. I have to say, the early game in Pokemon Emerald is pretty easily solvable. Something I've really come to appreciate with this game, though, is how the difficulty does scale well as you get farther into the game. Can't really say that for my Gen 2 playthrough, can you? After meeting Steven for the 14th time, I was off to Slateport City. There was a little bit of story in Slateport, but the battles were boring, so we're just gonna skip through it until we get to the most difficult fight in the history of the Pokemon franchise. These guys just buff each other up over and over and over again, and they never do anything with it. I always thought this fight was really strange, and to this day, I really don't know what the team was thinking when they made it happen. Once we were finished with that, I took on May. Thinking back to when I wiped to her in my first run made me almost nostalgic. I've really improved a lot in the past month of attempts. With that said, May went down to a Loudred sweep, and we continued forward to Wally. Pause for a second. Did anyone not really grasp that Wally was a really sick little kid when they first played the game? Get out of my face, loser! Afterwards, I went straight to Watson and swept him with Marsh Stomp. Once I picked up the black glasses for a future fight, I kept on rolling towards Flannery in the 4th gym. I picked up Sag the Marill, Nuts the Slugma, and topped off the trio with Choctopus the Zubat. If you know, you know. Maxie was terrifying, to be honest. Camerupt doesn't have Earthquake yet, but he does have same type attack bonus Magnitude. And we got cracked with a Magnitude 10. A crit would have easily killed. After cleaning up the rest of the team, we continued to Flannery. Now, I want to make it very clear that I've solved the first 3 gyms of the game. I don't have any issues with them at any point. But the 4th gym? That Torkoal is an absolute monster, and I've lost to it a few times. As of now, I still haven't figured out a truly consistent way to beat the Fire Turtle. I swept most of her team and sacrificed Nuts the Slugma, rest in peace, to get a fresh switch to Gyarados, who took Torkoal low with Dragon Rage. After that, I switched over to Azumarill and took her out. Before going to beat up my deadbeat dad, I went and caught 2 Pokemon, a Sandshrew named Nick, and a Trapinch named Flygoat. We quickly hatched Wynaut and got him prepared for Norman. Counter really is a fantastic move against Slaking. Unfortunately, when he's put to sleep, Wobbuffet is completely useless and died. As a result, I was forced to switch back and forth between Sandslash and Hariyama, baiting out feint attacks and facades, trying to get one of them to eventually wake up so I could do at least a little bit of damage. Eventually, Nick died and I switched into Gyarados, taking him out in only a few Dragon Rages. A short time later, I caught a Manectric on Route 18 and skipped New Mauville for right now because later I could return and guarantee a Magneton for the late game, which is really good. With that out of the way, we enter my new strategy, which, to be completely honest, is pretty basic, but I'm kind of new to this thing, so cut me some slack. I knew that I could get a Feebas on Route 19 if I could just catch the other Pokemon I would encounter in the water, so that's exactly what I did. I lost my Loudred to a stray crit from a wild Tentacool. Wait, what? I went to Slayport and caught a Tentacool as well as a Wingull on Route 109. Then I bought a few Repels and started my trek to the Weather Institute. Without encountering a single Pokemon on Route 119, I was able to beat Team Aqua at the Weather Institute and start grinding away at finding a Feebas. Now, for those of you that don't know, Feebas can only be found at a 50% fish rate in 6 tiles out of every single water tile in all of Route 119 at a time. So it can take a while, especially if you're not lucky enough to encounter it on its tile. With that said, it only took me about 15 minutes to find and catch mine. After briefly considering naming it Reversal, I named it Ender because it would be the Ender of this run, but like, not in a bad way. Like, it'll win the run for me. I don't know, man. I was exhausted. Let me have this. I boxed Ender for right now. He'll be back later in the video. After another extremely easy May fight, I was faced with another potential run ender, Winona. In early runs, I had a lot of issues with Winona. Her Altaria in particular is an absolute beast. Still, I figured out how to consistently beat most of the fight. After catching an Oddish and a Kecleon, it was time to take her down. First, I needed to set up my Gut Swallow with Poison to make it deal more damage with Facade. First off, we start with Cast Form, set up a Hail to turn into Ice type, and then kill Swablu with a Weather Ball. This baits out a Steel Wing from Skarmory 100% of the time, so we switch to Manectric, tank it, and use Spark to get the kill. Altaria then sees a kill with Earthquake, so we switch Swallow in on the Earthquake. It doesn't affect him. We go for a couple Facades, and Altaria falls. Choctopus the Golbat takes out Tropius with ease, and lastly, Manectric crushes Pelipper with 1 Spark. After smoking my rival again, I backtracked for a little bit. If you've ever tried to get Milotic in Pokemon Emerald, you know it's a bit of a process. You need to use specific berries in the Pokeblock Maker to max out its beauty stat, and as it turns out, the only berry that's obtainable before beating the game that gives beauty at the level we need it is the Kelpsy berry. We need a total of 12 of them, so it was time to start a berry farm. Then I continued the story. On top of Mount Pyre, I was faced with a Vulpix. I think you know exactly where this is going. After picking up the Magma emblem, I tried to talk a Geodude out of... Oh, man. I made my way to Maxie and had an extremely close call with Swampert. Yep, we saved him. He's totally safe now, totally fine. No doubt, no doubt. Anyways. I caught him a Chop in Jagged Pass and named him Arnold because that just seems appropriate. After smacking around Team Aqua again, catching an Electrode in their base, and stealing a Master Ball I will never use, I used a repel, and we continued to Moss Deep City. Before taking on the gym, we picked up a Spheal and Shoal Cave, as well as 4 Shoal Shells to use later. Flygoat evolved into Vibrava, and I figured we were ready to take on Tate and Liza. My strategy was pretty simple. Bait out an Earthquake from Claydol with Swampert being on the field, double up on damage against Calm-Minded Xatu with a Crunch from Vibrava and a Surf from Swampert. I calculated it all using Pokemon Showdown, and it should work just fine. So I started the battle. In what might be the most or second most boneheaded move I made during this entire playthrough, I didn't take into account that Calm Mind gives him additional special defense levels. So out of the gate, things got really bad. Eventually, a Surf luckily took out Claydol, and I went for broke. As my team fell one by one, I knew things were looking grim. That Xatu was a beast, and that's how the run ended.
Stop.
What?
I said stop. My entire lineage has come to this one final show of value. My father's father spoke of the day I would once show my true strength and carry some moron through a difficult fight.
Alright, so I guess what I meant to say was Poochie's a total badass, survived when every other Pokemon on the team fell, and we were ultimately able to beat Tate and Liza by the thinnest margin possible. Well, that sucked really bad. Wow. Blood in the streets. No. Oh god. Chalk the post, not a big deal. Goodbye. I prepped my team and went to fight Maxie and Tabitha, who really don't pose too much of a threat if you set things up right. Focusing on taking out Maxie's team is really important because the level difference between him and Tabitha is huge. Once his team is finished off, cleaning up the rest of the fight is easy. It also seems like the AI tends to focus on Steven's Pokemon, which is really nice. And just about 4 hours after my last second loss to Wallace, things were looking really good. I still had an absolutely fantastic team for every remaining fight in the game, and also I had an ace in the hole for some of the challenges I had in Run 13. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't sleep at all that night. Thinking about every fight and plotting my moves in detail, I was not losing again. The next day was prep day. I had a full day off of work, so I was ready to go all day and night if necessary. It was time to assemble the team. First, I picked up my Kelpsie berries and made them into berry blocks in Lily Cove City. Then, I fed them all to Feebas and leveled Feebas up, hoping I'd reach max beauty, and I did. Ender was looking majestic and ready to fight. Next up, I needed to catch a Sharpedo and Moss Deep, mainly to take on Phoebe once we get to the Elite Four. Considering it hit like a truck when I was trying to catch it, I think Cannon the Sharpedo is gonna make a great addition to the team. After that, I went and completed New Mauville for a couple reasons. First, because I had a guaranteed Magneton since I had already caught an Electrode at Team Aqua's base. Magneton is just busted for the Elite Four, let's be honest. Second, because you get the Thunderbolt TM from Watson after you're done, and a same type attack bonus Thunderbolt on a high special attack Pokemon is absolutely busted. The final piece of the puzzle was to get a magnet from the Trick House, which did take a while, but is absolutely worth taking the time to get. Only a few more steps to go. I picked up the TM for Ice Beam from the abandoned ship, as well as the TM for Toxic from the Fiery Path. After picking up a Macho Brace, I also grinded out quite a few EVs on key Pokemon for the rest of the game. With all that said and done, I went to fight Archie. Manectric really just crushed him. I continued to Sidopolis City, then convinced Wallace to help save the world, then went to Sky Pillar where Wallace said, "Shit, this looks bad," and dipped, leaving me, a 10-year-old child, to poke at the literal Sky God of Pokemon. The Sky God gathered up his kids and vanished, and we were left to take on the final gym leader. Now, I did run the numbers on this one. In 15 out of 16 times, I sweep the gym, no sweat. Sound familiar? Problem is, there's a 1 out of 16 chance that Swellow gets wrecked, leaving me a member short for the Elite Four. I gritted my teeth and took the shot, and it killed Kingdra, leaving me with a straight shot to the Elite Four. I elbow dropped Wally into the pavement, ran through Victory Road at top speed, and ended up in the Pokemon League not too long after. I did need to make some final preparations for the last fights in the game. I had to go grab the Shell Bell as well as the Never Melt Ice, which could prove to be pretty important for several of the fights. After teaching some final TMs, it was time. My heart was beating out of my chest, a culmination of over 50 hours of streams and hundreds of hours of in-game time. The strategy was clear. I put in the work. It's time. This is a sweep. This is easy. This is easy money right here. First up, we have the easiest member of the Elite Four, Sydney. I swept with Facade. There's really not a whole lot else to say. Gut Swallow with same type attack bonus Facade is just insanely powerful. Okay, we're healed, and all we're going to be doing this run, all we're going to be doing here is just throwing cannon. Just throwing cannon with the black glasses, the crunch. Ooh! Next up, we moved on to Phoebe, who I thought I'd also sweep. Unfortunately, I was mistaken. You see, as an editor and a gamer, I have hand issues. So I use rare candies to make things easier on my hands and more entertaining for you guys during my streams. which, by the way, you can follow me on twitch.tv/chicken if you want to be a part of future videos. And I've been capping my teams to the level of the ace Pokemon in every major battle, including the Elite Four. But I totally forgot to level up my team, and as a result, all my damage calculations were off. Still, her second Dusclops was the only one I was really worried about. With the insane moveset it has, there was no telling how much damage a crit would have done here, even just a few levels lower than my level cap. Thankfully, it only got off a tiny Earthquake and we swept the rest of her team. With arguably the most difficult fight of the Elite Four ahead, I needed every advantage I could get. Look, if this doesn't give me the power I need to beat this game, then we've got freaking issues. By the way, anyone that doesn't know, look at my chicken hat. It's freaking dope. It was made by Grandma Chicken. She's amazing. Let's just continue with battles. Now, Glacia is a bit of a toss-up. She can be one of the easiest fights or one of the most difficult fights in the Elite Four, and it's all down to RNG. In one vein, most of her Pokemon are pretty weak and easy for Magneton to take out. With that said, there are two major problems you can run into, especially in a hardcore Nuzlocke when you're fighting her. Her Walrein knows Sheer Cold, which is a one-hit KO move, and her second Glalie knows Explosion, which most of the time is a one-hit KO move. Now, I was running a Magneton that has Sturdy, so that took away Sheer Cold as a problem. But Glalie could still easily get a kill with an Explosion. Explosion actually takes out every other member of my team with ease, so it was a major concern heading into this battle. Each enemy fell one after the other, and then the exploding Glalie came out, primed and ready to detonate. Here's how that went. This is it right here. This is the only unknown in this fight. If it just drops a bomb, it uses Hail, goes for the setup. It will outspeed me next turn. Hopefully it goes for the Ice Beam. I really hope it goes for the Ice Beam. If this thing explodes, I'm so sad. I'll be very tilted. It could have critted there too. I mean, that would have been fine. We would have been happy with this. We would have been happy with this. Okay. We got one more chance. Yeah, this Glalie runs Explosion, and it one-hits all of my Pokemon, except for Floob. But Floob is low enough HP now that it doesn't matter. And we get the critical hit! Let's freaking go! Yes! This one should not be a difficult fight, but there is one difficult part of this fight that I don't like at all. And that's actually the reason why we really didn't want to lose Floob in the last fight. The last of the Elite Four is Drake, who gave me some major issues last run. This time, though, I had an ace. Not only was I running an EV'd out cast form, but I also had an extreme tank with my loading. Weather Ball one-hit KO'd Shelgon, Flygon, Salamence, and Altaria as expected. Then I switched to Floob the Magneton to drop a Thunderbolt. That was carefully EV'd to do over 50% damage and become a two-hit KO. Again, we risked dying to a crit to get the last hit in, so this was a really dangerous attack. Surf goes off. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Yes, 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 yes. All according to plan. How's life, chat? Did I break my cam link? Did I really just break my cam link? You will not take my stream from me. You will not take my video from me. I need this face cam. The people need to know my face. They need to know how I look. They need to see the victory or defeat. They need all of it. You better goddamn believe I gotta back up. And in the final battle to end off this journey, we were stood face to face with the one that ended our last run. This time, I was prepared. We hadn't lost a single team member all the way through the first 4 fights. What's one more? Turn it up, boys. This is it. This is it. This is it. This is it. This is all the marbles. This is for the whole thing. This is for the whole thing, man. Floob comes out. He has got a massive Thunderbolt. And he's going to one-hit KO this Wailord. It's not even going to be close. It's not even going to be close. Toodaloo, buddy. Now, where are we going to see now? Something that has Earthquake. Probably what? Whiskash? If I had to guess, Whiskash. Probably Whiskash. Gyarados. We outspeed. Why would you do this? Why would you do this to yourself? We outspeed you. You should know this by now. I'm not slacking. Look, the first time we met, I was slacking. I gotta be honest. I was slacking a little tiny bit, man. Definitely. Yeah, definitely Whiskash. All right, this is our first pivot because he has Earthquake, and that's terrifying, dude. We don't have any real true answers, which means we're going to switch into Vamchi because he's going to go for... It could be a Rain Dance, actually. He could be going for a Rain Dance, but he probably sees a kill with Earthquake, which means we switch into Vamchi. So we'll switch in. That's an Earthquake right there, baby. Throw it. Yup. Yup. We go for the Facade. And that should kill. That should kill. Does he know? Does he know? He doesn't know. He doesn't know. Beautiful. We're halfway there, boys. Tentacruel comes out. Now, what do we want to go up against Tentacruel? I would say
I would say we have a few options here. So we switch right back into Flube. Magneton, absolutely the clutchest of the clutch. Hydro Pump goes off. Not a fan of that one. That's neutral. That did a lot of damage, man. But Flube's going to connect with a Thunderbolt. He outspeeds because we gave him really high speed, I think. I think that's what it was. Maybe he just outspeeds naturally, actually. I don't know. Either way, Tentacruel goes down. We've got Ludicolo here. Now, Ludicolo was no problem for us last time because we did have our own Tentacruel, and that was just game over. It was curtains. Now, Ludicolo this time is a little bit annoying. So, Vamshi we go into, and we hope that he goes for setup, I guess. Maybe he goes for Leech Seed. Yes. All right, perfect. Actually, not bad. That's an easy kill right there. It's 58 the level limit. It is the level cap because the ace Pokemon for this trainer, Wallace, is a level 58 Milotic, which we are about to see because it's the final Pokemon in the entire Elite Four. The final one. This is it. We can safely bring in Flube here because this is going to be an Ice Beam, not a Surf. Not very effective. Thank you. Okay, so now you go for a Surf. So then we switch in Ender. And we probably end it there, to be completely honest. Nice little pivot. We go for a Toxic. And we'll stall if we need to, dude. Badly poisoning Milotic worked so well last run. Why change up the strategy, right? Arnold. I can't do the voice, man. I can't. So that's a free switch right there. This is our game plan, right? We get hit with a Toxic this next turn, and we win. Let's go for the gamer move, boys. Let's go for the gamer move. Go ahead and boost our guts and get us a one-hit kill. Give me the 80% right here. Let's go for it. Gamer move. Gamer move. Gamer move. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, we're gonna never. Well, let's go. Yes. 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 And that is the Deathless Hardcore Nuzlocke finale, boys. That's it. That's all she wrote, baby. That's all she wrote. Wallace falls. Finally, dude. Yes. That's how I completed my first Hardcore Nuzlocke ever in one of my favorite Pokemon games of all time. With that said, this isn't going to be the end of Pokemon Emerald Hardcore Nuzlocke content on this channel. I've got a few more ideas for a follow-up video, but it's gonna be a while before that comes out. If you're curious, feel free to head over to my stream and ask me sometime while I'm live. I'm usually live around 7 p.m. EST, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Subscribe for more content like this in the future, as well as other variety content that I think you guys will enjoy. Basically, I'm just trying to have some fun with this, and we'll see where it goes. Until the next one, guys, have a fantastic day, and I'll see you then. I've been a YouTuber for such a long time, and I don't even know how to end a video. How do you end a video, you know? Like, the story's over. All right, you want to subscribe for some more stuff? I mean, that'd be pretty cool. You know, just trying to get this channel off the ground. Maybe tell a friend. Hey, I got an idea. Tell a friend about this video. You enjoy this? You want to see some more of it? Tell a friend about this video. Anyways. Seriously, have a great day, guys. Bye. Is there a reason you're still watching this video? If you're still watching it, I guess I can keep talking for a sec. If you enjoyed it, let me know in the comments. And I'm not saying this for like an algorithmic reason. I just put a lot of work into this video. I'm curious what you guys think about it. Yeah. Also, a lot of Ludbuds joined the channel. Welcome, welcome. Longtime Ludwig fan here. Oh, the end. Oh, that's gorgeous. What a screen. Pokemon Emerald version. The main game is finished, but it is not done.